Okay, so let's suppose we are okay. Wait, let me, where's my pencil and size. Okay, so let's suppose this is a, this is a surface. This is surface and this is a block. Okay, here we I had applied a force. Okay, a force which is F. Okay, this is force F. Okay, guys, and initially if this force is very small, let's suppose this force is F is 0.0001 Newton, let's suppose. Okay, so uh and this is a block of mass 100 kg. Let's suppose this block is of mass 100 kg, 100 kg, and this is highly rough surface, highly rough, like just like India road. Okay, with lots of peats. Okay, so highly rough surface, highly rough. Okay, will this block move? Will this block move with this block? Let me give in block A. Will this block A will move? Answer is no. Answer answer is no. Okay, this block is not going to move. Okay, guys. But question is, if I am going to draw free body diagram, let's draw the free body diagram. This is block. Okay, this is block, and this is mg. Okay, here mg is 100. This is normal reaction, and here is a force, but it is not going to move. So there must be a force. There must be a force which is opposing to it. There must be a force which oppose this. So here there must be a force. There must be a force. Okay, F. But question is, okay, okay. This is, let me write it F1 now. But who had question is who had applied this force? How this force come into picture? Okay, guys, in previous lecture I had show you that there is this surface is of etc whatever, and there is electromagnetic region of the force which is we call friction force. Okay, so this force is basically a friction force. This force is basically friction force. And if this is not going to move, if this is not going to move, then what is the value of F? Because by Newton's second law, if it's not going to move, then acceleration is going to 0. So F minus F1, this should be equal to 0. So what is the F1? F1 is equal to F. Okay, F1 is equal to F. Okay, because this block is not going to move, so what is the friction force? F is equal to F1. Okay, if here this F is, let me suppose this F is, this F is uh, this F is, let me suppose 3 Newton. Okay, this F is 3 Newton. Okay, again let's suppose this block is not going to move. So what is the here F is? What is the friction force here? F is equal to 3 Newton again. Okay, by this. Okay, now let's suppose this force is 10 to the power 10 Newton. I had applied this force by a machine which generate force of 10 to the power 10 Newton. So this block will move or not? Okay, let's suppose this block start moving, because this is 100 kg, 10 to the power 10 Newton. This block start moving. So what is the friction force here? Here friction force will not be 10 to the power, because if this start moving with some acceleration, let's suppose this is 10 to the power 10 minus F is equal to ma. So guys, this F is not equal to 10 to the power 10. f is not equal to 10 to the power 10. Okay, it will be less than. Okay, so guys, initial, if you see here, initial, the value of friction force and applied force is nearly same, but after when I applied a very huge amount of force, then this is not going to be same. Okay, so with the help of these things, with the help of these things, I can draw a diagram. Okay, I can draw a diagram which represent, this is my force, okay, and this is my friction force, this is my friction force. Okay, initial, if there is no force, there is no applied force, so what should be the friction? 0. Okay, and till some force, and okay, and if I apply this amount of force, what is the friction? What is the friction? This, because this equation, this is the straight line equation, this is the equation of a straight line. Okay, this is my friction force, or this is my applied force. Okay, sorry, this is my applied force, this is my friction force. So this is the equation of basically straight line. Okay, and this angle will be 45 degree. So this will be the something, graph will be like this. Okay, but after a very huge amount of force, my friction force will decreases something like this, and it remain constant. Okay guys, it remain constant, and actual graph will be like this. Okay, let me show the graph. Let me show the graph. Okay, the actual graph will be something like this. Okay, here is, so just wait. Yeah, so okay guys, so actual graph will be something like this. Okay, after some time, okay, this is the straight line. After some time it will be going to decrease. In initial state it is, for you it may look weird to you, it may look weird to you, but okay, let's check the spelling weird to you, but it's quite natural. Okay, you cannot grasp everything in first step, in first lecture. Okay, you have to do practice. Okay guys, so we are here for you. Okay, so this is okay, so the graph will be something like this. Okay, guys, the maximum force, we here, if you see, the friction force is generally variable. Okay, and here it is written is statics, and this should be, because if object start moving, my object start moving, like in this case, like in this case here, this start moving. If I start moving, then here should be a friction play an important role, because what should be my friction force here? Friction force become 10 to the power 10 minus ma. Okay, so you see here the friction force is less than the applied force. Okay, the friction force is less than the applied force. I know if my acceleration is constant, my mass is constant, this friction force is constant. Okay, the friction force is constant. Friction force, so this is the reason I had drawn a constant line. Okay, because whatever force I applied, my friction forces remain constant. Okay, this is my constant friction force. So whatever force I will apply, the friction forces remain constant. Okay, same thing happening is here. Okay, because acceleration is constant, mass is constant, so my friction force is going to remain constant whatever force I will apply. Okay guys, so in this case, there should be, since friction force is equal to applied force, so there must be a no acceleration. Okay, there must be no acceleration. Okay guys, and if there is no acceleration, this means this is static friction. This is called static friction, because in this case there is no acceleration, the object is in a stationary state, so this is called static friction. Okay guys, and this is called, because the fixed object is moving because it has acceleration. So in this case, this such friction is called kinetic friction because it has kinetic energy. Kinetic friction. Okay, so guys, there are two type of, they are in which is applicable. There are two type of friction. First people call it, first people call it static friction, and second people call it kinetic friction. Okay, so guys, here the value, one of the important thing is that static friction is variable. Static friction is variable. This is the very important. Okay, static friction. Static friction. Static friction is variable. Okay, static friction is variable. It is not constant. Okay, not constant. But here kinetic friction when object is start moving. Okay, kinetic friction is constant. Kinetic friction is constant. So here this kinetic friction does not create a lot of problem, but this create a problem creator. Okay, problem creator. Okay guys, this create a huge amount of problem. Okay, people do a lot of mistake in this. Okay, and one of the important thing is, guys, here it has written what should be the maximum value, what should be this maximum value, what should be this maximum value. Okay guys, people want to know what should be this. Okay, let me okay, so what should be this maximum value, people wanted to know. Okay, and we easily calculate what should be the maximum value. Okay, we easily calculate what should be the maximum value. A maximum value is value of maximum, f maximum. F maximum is mu and mu static into n. What is the n here? Normal reaction. What is the n here? Normal reaction. Normal reaction. So okay, this is normal reaction. So and here is normal reaction. Okay guys, and this is the very important. You will, with my experience, you will do a lot of mistake in calculating in these things. Okay, you just memorize that this is the friction force, but actually this is not a friction force. This is the maximum value of friction force. This is maximum value of friction force. And what people say that F friction force, F R, must be less than or equal to mu static n. Okay, because after that it is going to decrease. So this is the maximum value of friction force, and friction force is always less than mu s into n. Okay, at this case, what is the friction force? This is the friction force. At this case, what is the friction force? This is the friction force. At this case, what is the friction force? This. Okay, so Fr is always less than mu. Okay, so yeah, this is the friction force, but it is less than the mu1. Okay, so we know what is the friction maximum value of friction force, and friction force is always less than maximum value, or equal to, less than or equal to maximum value. Okay, it is not going to exceed maximum value of the friction. Okay, mu into n. Okay, now here this is for showing that this mu is for static friction. This is and this people call it this friction coefficient. People call it friction coefficient. Okay, coefficient of friction. Coefficient of friction. Okay, so it is quite simple. And okay, and this is for static friction. Okay, coefficient of friction, and this is for static friction again. Now, and same thing is happen for F R is equal to mu k and okay, and here k is for kinetic friction. This is the coefficient of friction in kinetic state. Okay, kinetic. Okay, and guys, what should be this and this relationship? It is not quite sharp. Okay, and it is not quite sharp. And okay, okay, and most of the time, what people say that mu s is greater than mu n. Most of the time, most of the time, most of the most time. But this is not principle most of the time, but not necessary. Not necessary. Okay, in some case if you see that this is not going to satisfy, then okay, okay, you should not be panic. Okay, you have to solve the question. Okay, most of the time. And a mu and value of mu s, for example, it may be kinetic or uh, s or kinetic. It may be greater than equal to 1. Okay, maybe. uh, okay, maybe maybe greater than 1, greater than 1. Okay, it may be greater than 1, or and most of the case what you see that this is a greater than 0. This is time most of time you see you see less than 0. Okay, less than 0. 0. Okay, so don't be panic. Okay, and this should be, but if some people say in some question it is not going to surprise, so don't be okay panic and not okay. And this is again, this is the very important, one of the most important thing is that F maximum is equal to mu n into s, and friction force is always less, and this is the another important equation. Okay, okay. So and this is the again an important equation. Okay, guys, so to learn more thing about friction, we are going to solve question of friction. Okay, because you learn physics, you learn Newton's law only by solving the unsolved the problem. Okay, concept and lot of theory, lot of history is not going to teach you how to solve Newton's law problem. Okay, so so this things are sufficient. One of the most important thing which is important for you is, actually I'm going to write with red pen, which is very important to you is that F is equal to Fr if F is less than mu, and here mu is kinetic. Okay, static for mu static. Okay, so F is equal to Fr if mu is less than, and what is the F maximum? Okay, this is condition. If okay, this is if, this is condition. F maximum is equal to mu s, and okay, these are the important. Okay, and F friction is always less than equal to mu s n. Okay, and for kinetic friction, the value of kinetic friction is uh, F k, kinetic friction is mu k into n. Okay, so these things you should keep in your mind. Okay, and these are the very simple, this is not a big equations. Okay, so you should just slightly keep in mind that this is happening, this is the important. Okay, so now okay, so we learn these things, we understand the realize the friction force. Okay, by solving the question, because you can learn physics only by solving the question. Okay, you have to do it by yourself. Okay, because the language of physics is mathematics, so we have to communicate physics in mathematics. Okay, so let's start. Okay,